In the year 2017, an innocent man accused of a crime has a choice. Hard time or prime time.
Sensational. Perfect contestant. I want him.
He must pay or play the running man.
On your mark.
I'll be back.
Go!
The highest rated TV show in history.
Guess they want us to stay.
It's a game between life and death.
Give you a lift?
Arnold Schwarzenegger is the running man. He's playing for a prize. The prize is his life.
How about the life?
The running man.
Welcome back to Reels, Booze, and Bros. If this is your first time tuning in, I encourage you to subscribe to the show so you can hear all the fun episodes we have created and for future shows coming up. For everyone else, if you haven't done so, please subscribe, rate, and review us on iTunes so we can bring better content to you guys out there so we know what you want. We can bring the best. And lastly, some good news. We got a brand new website. Check it out at reelsboozandbros.com. You can find all of our social media there, links, and some great content that goes along with the show. Some little behind the scenes, a little BTS on the show there. So reelsboozandbros.com has all of our social media there. We can find us. So that's what I got for opening up the show. I'm here with my co-hosts. I'm Jay, as you know. I got Brian here and Nick as well. Guys, how you doing today?
We're good, man. Another night. Season 2. Ready to do it.
That's right, Season 2. Thank you.
Oh, wow. This is episode 1?
Yep, episode
Wow.
1, Season 2.
Wow, how the time flies. I'm doing good. Enjoying a delicious beverage here.
Thank you, Nick. And a nice segue onto the booze now. So today for the booze, I think I'll take the lead on this one right here because I had this one before. So this is called Oak Armored from the brewing company Backward Flag. This is a very good beer. It has a nice oaky flavor, smokiness to it, light and smooth. They are a veteran-owned brew company, and 17% of the beer is donated to veteran charities. Thank you very much, gentlemen. As a veteran myself, I really appreciate it. I recommend this beer. It's a nice beer. I feel like this would go great with a nice acid cigar outside at a fire pit chilling with. What do you guys think?
I actually like everything you just said right there. You know? I personally like the fact that it is veteran-owned and some of the proceeds go back to them, so that's really cool. You know, being, your brother and seeing what you did, that's awesome. So anything to do to support the veterans, I'm all for it.
Appreciate it. Very good. Nick, any comments on the beer?
It's a nice, light, delicious beer. I agree with the patriotic sentiment that's been sent around by everybody. Definitely love to support our vets for their service and all that they do to keep our freedom. So we can do podcasts where we talk about reels, booze, and bros.
Yeah, that's right. That's how it is. I'll drop a little knowledge. The reason why it's called Backwards Flag and they see it on the uniforms is the fact that when you run towards the enemy with the American flag, it's flying backwards with the wind being pushed. So that's why it's called the Backwards Flag. So when we look at a patch next time on one of our veterans and one of our military members, even our own federal police officers and local police officers, when they have the flag attached, we always going towards the fight and not away from it. That's why it's considered backwards. All right, on to the show. So season 1, as we said, just ended. We ended the season 1 with This Is the End. It was a fantastic podcast, very lots and lots of laughter. It was very tough editing and posting it on there. I couldn't stop laughing myself. I hope you guys thoroughly enjoyed that. If not, check it out, especially for you new listeners. Today we are bringing you now The Running Man with Arnold Schwarzenegger. This movie, oh my God, very, very, very good. It's just so the nostalgia it brings back and how much of the era it shows. Anyone else want to jump in on here?
This is classic 80s action movie. As Nick and I were talking earlier, I don't think it holds up as well as when you first watch it.
Are you sure?
Yeah. Listen, I love it because of the stupid one-liners and the puns and everything in there.
Oh my God, the puns.
But when you do look at it, you're like, man, like I guess they use the same generic punch for every 80s movie, like going back from Rocky all the way to like you hear the punch and it looks like this dude should be dead off of one punch the way it sounds, and it's like he gets right back and just laughs, so you're like, what?
Yeah, it's a straight comic book
But
punch.
it's, I mean, just based on that, it's still a good movie for me. Like, I enjoy it. I watch it every time it's on, so I can't say anything bad about it, but it's just, I think it just needs to be updated.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got you. Nick, what do you think?
I think that going into the movie, I thought it was a great movie, and I loved it, and remembered watching it as a kid on Sundays, which it's kind of surprising that on regular TV you'd watch a movie like that, but you know,
Jesus and Schwarzenegger.
Well, you got to look at it. There wasn't really many cursing in there, so
right,
and there wasn't really like gory bloodshed violence. Like there's
right.
violence.
You see things happening, but you don't like really see it happening. It insinuates more than it shows.
Yeah.
It was a lot of off-camera bloodshed that was going on. Gotcha. So a little background on the movie. So it is The Running Man is a 1987 American dystopian action film directed by Paul Michael Glacier and starring Arnold Schwarzenegger, Maria Conchita Alonso, Richard Dawson, Yaphet Kotto, and Jesse Ventura. My man Jesse. You see, it is very loosely based on the 1982 novel of the same title written by Stephen King and published under the pseudonym of Richard Bachman. So Stephen King wrote this, but it was underneath his pseudonym name. The film's story set in dystopian United States between 2017 and 2019. We're in the year 2021, so it would have been interesting if that actually did happen. Almost it did. See, it is about a television show called The Running Man, where convicted criminal runners must escape death at the hands of professional killers.
Stalkers.
They call them stalkers.
They're called stalkers.
That's true.
Let's get it right.
All right, so The Running Man was a moderate box office success in the United States, grossing $38 million on its $27 million budget, but open to mixed reviews from critics. The same year, a great movie came out as well. Anyone know what same year? Again, 1987.
Predator?
Correct. Predator came out that same year as well. So that's all I got for the background on the
Arnold
movie.
doubled up, huh?
Yeah, very interesting. I got some little behind the scenes BTS about that later on, so we'll get into that. And those are reviews for the movie. For me, I just thought it was a simple plot movie that allows you to jump and watch at any point during the film.
Oh yeah, it's completely.
Yes. You can pick it up
there's
anytime.
Nothing crazy that you have to, like. I don't understand what's going on. Like,
this isn't like a Christopher Nolan film. And next thing you realize, like, why is the building's falling, but yet no one's going crazy? Yeah, you're not going within a dream, and then realizing that you're being chased by Sub-Zero.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, for now, let's see the reviews. Rotten Tomatoes gave it a 64% on the tomato meter, 60% audience score, IMDb 6.7 out of 10, Metacritic, let's see, the Metacritic score 45 out of 100, and user score 7.0 out of 10. Pretty much on par. Very good. Said simple plot, nothing going crazy about it, not gonna make you think. Pick it up at any time. It's overall enjoyable movie.
Yeah, and this is Arnold kind of like right at his peak. He's, in my opinion, the greatest action star of all time. So it's just shows where he's at in his career, where he could just do whatever he wants. Pretty much, he's on screen. It's gonna
spilled
be
beer. Fuck.
It's gonna be successful.
I see. Yep, it is. Very good. So we'll take a quick break as I spill up the beer that I got, and hopefully it doesn't destroy our podcast and Nick's lovely wooden table. So stand by, ladies and gentlemen. Technical difficulties. Beep. Okay, we're back. The spill has been taken care of for those of you who care. Nothing got damaged, so we're fine. Just my pride in spilling some very good beer. And let's start now with the favorite scenes. So anyone like to jump in on favorite scenes? What they got there?
Before we kind of got skipped here, Jay, as your host, you kind of dropped the ball on the duties. Brian got to speak about
I'm sorry.
his thoughts on the critics' reviews, and none of my feedback came. I know this isn't. I'm not going to be pro the Running Man, but you don't have to skip me because I want to give this movie like a 3. All right.
Usually I forgot. I tied it in with the background. Usually I have nothing on the background.
Yeah. The background I got nothing on. I got nothing on facts, just opinions. Lots of opinions. Yeah, I mean, for me, the big thing, like Brian said, is that this movie didn't age well. It was a great movie when I was a kid. I loved watching it back then, but watching it now, there's a lot that I'm just like, why did I like this movie? Why did I like? I don't know. It doesn't make sense to me.
It holds a nice place in your heart. That's why.
Oh, there's definitely the nostalgia is there, but the critic nowadays is just like, nah.
I think some of it you realize with what's on TV now that we're not far off from watching this on TV. With some of like the reality shows that we have.
That's a pretty bold statement there.
Could I see it happening? I'm not saying this year.
Maybe in some countries around the world. I don't know if that necessarily in America we'd see that, but yeah. Didn't mean to go down this road, but
Jesus, we took it escalated quickly. All right, let's reel it back in. All right, Nico, I apologize. You said your thoughts. Okay, I got it. I understand. So that's what we got for there. So let's head on to now our favorite scenes. So Brian, I'll start with your favorite scenes. What you think?
For me, my favorite scenes, for the most part, is pretty much going to be towards the end of the movie because that's where like all the action is. But I do want to get into a couple like earlier scenes that set up like the plot of the movie and all that sort of stuff. The first one for me is the breaking out of prison scene. Arnold with the beard, which you never really see him with a beard, so that was pretty different for him, like in that time frame. Also, when he's lifting that gigantic steel beam like it's nothing.
Oh yeah, and his bicep looked bigger than the beam.
Yeah. This is like Conan the Barbarian type look.
But in the same time, I'm like, man, did they have a shitty fucking plan of getting out of the prison?
So you know what I thought was you know what I thought was pretty shitty about that breakout? If the guy on the other side of the barrier can control the barrier, why did they have the guy where the prisoners could see the code entering the code?
Yeah. So they got to do something to make the movie here.
What got me on that scene is that when they're shooting the guns to shoot people, they're not even looking down the sights. You hold up the gun to your eyes, you look down, fucking Arnold's to the side just like hip shooting and shooting the guy. Yeah. He's like, go, put in the code, and the guy's dead.
Then take it outside. Let's go.
I'm like, these amazing sight.
It sets up like his character and like how he is, and you see like he's loyal to the guys that he was, breaking out of prison with.
Yeah, his crew. He's loyal to his crew.
That was my first scene. My second scene that I have is the first time you meet Killian. I think that's good because that sets him up as like the main bad guy.
Yeah, like the villain.
Yeah.
Bastard.
And but he's so good in that movie. It's kind of weird because he was, the host of Family Feud, and you just see him. Back in that time frame, he's like, this guy's the host of Family Feud. And
you go over and kiss these women's hands, and it's like, he's like, oh, go ahead, sit down, Sub-Zero to kill that guy.
But it just shows he was just all about ratings. Didn't give a shit about anybody lived or died. He just wanted his ratings. He wanted his money, and you're like, hey, okay.
You gotta know this is what TV is about, baby. That's what it is.
So after that, I got when Killian meets Ben for the first time, calls in all the favors to the Justice Department, and then he, offers him to be on the Running Man, and then he eventually, spoiler alert, that you're going to find out that he tricks them by getting, Weiss and Laughlin. He says, if you do it, they're not going to be in it. But then later on, we find out that they're part of his team as well back in that. So they're reunited. The intro of Ben Richards into the game, when they do the Butcher Bakersfield whole massacre and the whole crowd, the funny thing is, like, they're booing him in, like, literally one shot. And they're like, I hate this guy, boo, boo, boo. And then literally the next scene when his clothing gets ripped off to see him in the like contestant's uniform, they're like cheering like it was the greatest thing in the world. I'm like, you were just telling this guy to go fuck off, and now you're like, hey, let's go, let's do it. And I'm like, what? So I like that scene for some reason. It was just stupid just because of that. I'm gonna lump them all in together as all the fight scenes in the end, except for the battle of Ben Richards versus Captain Freedom. I love that one because it's like it's almost like a steel cage match that they're in, and with like spikes, and it was just like Jesse Ventura lives up to his old wrestling like gear, and he was just like, he was so great. He was like, ha ha, yeah. It was just like
taking a punch.
he was like, he was great. He was Jesse Ventura was throwing 100 in that scene. It was great.
It was unusual to see him with hair. It threw me off for
Yeah,
a minute.
yeah,
I had to remember
Yes.
that was Jesse back in the day, you know, and the mustache, you know.
But he lived up to like the persona, like Jesse the Body Ventura, like how he was when he was a wrestler, and you're like, oh wow, he was great. And then the final is like when Ben Richards comes back for revenge, you know, and
I told him I'll be back.
yeah, pretty much. He's like, you know, that's one of my quotes that I have in there. He's like,
All right, no jump ahead.
so
I got you. Sounds good. Nick, you want to throw yours out there?
Yeah, so it's simply for me any scene that has Maria Conchita Alonso. Otherwise, there was very little for me, entertainment-wise.
The introduction of her character was probably one of the best. Who was doing sit-ups
in lingerie?
In lingerie, I'm like,
That's
she has, like,
exactly
this,
what
like-
I said to Brian.
yeah,
Like,
I'm so she's
gotta
wearing
get a
this
workout
like
in,
black,
guys. Come on,
like
you
she
know?
comes home from work.
she's wearing a black little teddy.
And then she changes into a black teddy, not even some sort of workout gear, and she's doing crunches on this. I'm like, no, this isn't happening. So
Oh,
I had to
it was
rewind.
happening.
I'm like, she's doing sit-ups in lingerie. I'm like, whatever she feels comfortable about. You know, it's her own home. I see how it is. While there's the butcher of Bakersfield that's over there.
But he
That's
thought it was
her
his
apartment.
brothers.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, she's got the same. She never changed the code to her door.
Yeah. Stupid.
What a shitty code. 445566.
I mean, one more thing to add to on the badness of this movie. And yes, I'm gonna use an incorrectly grammar sentence. Zachary, you can pick me out on this one. I know you're gonna pick me apart, Mr. Professor, but that it is fitting for just how bad the things you see in this movie and blatantly, obviously bad. I don't know if this is what they were going for. I might respect it more if that's what they were going for. But anyways, anything with Maria, she was drop dead gorgeous back then, and
Oh yeah, very attractive.
it definitely brought my attention to the screen every time she was on there. There was more to not like than to like in this movie for me.
Where did you hide that?
That's none of your business.
I got you. So Nick, is that you for favorite scenes? Anything else you want to throw in there?
No, that's about it for
I
me.
got you. So, all right, so we'll go on with what I got. For me, I want to say the opening sequence to the Running Man TV show with the girls dancing, they're playing with the altered clips of the contestants. Got all the bells and whistles going on.
Yeah.
They're introducing everybody. Some of the, like, it's like funny because you see like I want to say
Such a long dance routine.
Oh my god, the long. But like I want to say it starts from when you meet the contestants, where it's like the guy gets punched in the face by. I got punched in the face by what was it?
Buzzsaw.
Yeah, by Buzzsaw. You know, has a bloody nose, and eventually goes into like the host saying like talking. I need this, I need that. The girls are dancing, they're doing this thing. Everyone's like cheering. I'm like, this is like. This is unbelievable. This is what kind of production's going on. So I enjoyed that scene. Then the next one I want to say when the three of the group they fight Sub-Zero in a hockey rink. I guess my next other scene was I'm lumping together was when all of the stalkers get introduced before they go into the actual arena. So like you just see Sub-Zero come out. There's this Bond villain looking guy.
He was a Bond villain.
Yeah, so he's there, and he comes out with this like this stick. You like, is that a hockey stick from what I remember? I can't really remember. And they call him Sub-Zero. I'm like, I think Mortal Kombat from back in the day, Sub-Zero kind of type, but it's not. So once he gets in there, next time they're in a fucking hockey ring, he comes out like in goalie gear and shit like that. I'm like, oh, that's his fucking shtick. And so I'm like laughing. I like that fight scene was great, and they had some of the best one-liners. There's a goal in there. The guy gets trapped in the goal, and you hear the buzz horn, I believe, goes off as he scores a goal. And oh my god. Surprised it wasn't a penalty box and some sort of pun going on. Oh, you're in the box now, or like 2-minute timeout to you. I don't know, something stupid like that. And then I want to say another good scene was for the introductions, Buzzsaw and Dynamo, especially with Dynamo. This fat slob is just singing opera, and he's shooting
just a waste of a character.
Oh god, he's just singing.
Waste of. That guy.
He's such a slop. Oh my god, he's like you see, he's people of Walmart right now. When you look at that costume, he's just singing this beautiful opera, and I feel like I seen him at the J.G. Wells commercial. He's that guy that's singing, and so he's shooting the lightning out and the electricity, and oh my god, it was so stupid. But that was where I laughed probably much the hardest.
Didn't he light up a sign and it said
It
clap
said,
if you
yeah,
like?
clap if you love.
clap if you love Dynamo.
Yeah,
yeah. That's why. I think that's why I laughed so hard.
He was literally like a human light bright.
Yeah.
That's what
And then at the end, I want to say it was when Richards and the underground crew stormed the studio. And it goes back to the beginning scene of where they're shooting, and everyone's just shooting their guns. They have like semi-automatics and automatic weapons, but yet they hit their targets without looking down the sights. I'm like, this is impressive. I go, you guys should have won a long time ago. You had better aim than the stormtroopers in Star Wars is going on. So that's what I got from me.
Yeah, I don't think anyone in the audience was shot.
Yeah,
which was amazing.
Not a single person.
No, I think one person. I think I want to say it. I was gonna.
No, there was a girl.
There was a woman who got
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
I think that was the only
But
person.
I think she might have worked for the show, and they were just
yeah, and I think it was by the actual security guards.
yeah, by the security guards.
Yeah,
they
yeah.
didn't care who they killed.
Yeah,
they were just shooting everybody.
Yeah. Shit.
Like, I'll hit somebody. I don't give a shit.
Yeah, we'll see. I'm earning my pay today.
Yeah. Gonna learn today.
All right, so now that we got the first scenes, let's go on to favorite quotes. All right, Nick, we'll start with you with this one on favorite quotes.
So I actually do have quotes that I liked, and this is going to be corny and very dad joke-ish of
Corny.
me. But any of those puns that Arnold said, they gave me a little bit of a chuckle. You know?
Oh man, they were classics.
yeah,
I don't want to.
yeah.
Half of mine are those.
Yeah,
the-
I think that's
the
what all of
puns were
mine
great.
are actually.
Yeah. Whether it's the I forget what he said for Sub-Zero.
I got it.
Yeah, I got that too.
Go ahead.
Sub-Zero, more like Plane Zero.
No, there was something else about the neck too. They
Yeah.
made a joke about the neck, a pun about the
Yeah.
neck.
What was that? I have that one.
yeah, okay, here we go. So that one's like.
He was a real pain in the neck.
Yes, yes.
Because he strangled him. Obviously.
Right.
with a wire.
Buzzsaw was he had a split.
Yep.
You know, it's just he just kept coming with the puns, and that I appreciate.
Hey, Christmas tree.
So I
I'm
guess
here.
there were Christmas tree. Yeah.
Yeah.
So there were
With
two
a,
things that I liked
Christmas
about the
tree.
movie:
I'm
Maria
here.
and the puns.
I'm here, Christmas tree.
Yeah.
It's my bad Arnold impression. That's good.
So that's all that you had.
That
Basically,
yeah,
yeah.
that's it.
All right. So I have a couple other ones. I think this isn't the first time we hear the "I'll be back" from Arnold, but I do like how he uses it when he goes "I'll be back" and then Killian is right there and he just leans into him, only in a rerun. You know?
Yeah,
And I was
yeah.
like, you son of a bitch,
Yeah.
I hate you. But
that
that
was
was good.
That was
That
good.
sneaky bastard.
A great
And then
comeback
hits
from
the
him.
button. Yeah. Let's see. There was I do like the one when he meets Amber for the first time, and it was like, it was all a lie. I was framed, but the way he does it, it was just so perfect. And he was just, there's this whole like Arnold Schwarzenegger, like a night of him out. That when that happens, it was like telling the bartender I was cut off, and it was all a lie. I was framed. So that just makes me laugh every time I see that part because of that. Let's see, what else do I have here? I had the shirt for it, but you fucked it up. Like when Amber's telling him about we should have just stayed. Like
Yeah.
Oh, the Hawaiian shirt and
Yeah.
everything, going on vacation? Yeah.
yeah, so that one was good, but then she also said something like when she says she gets airsick and car sick, and she's like, I may throw up on you. He's like, no one's gonna notice on this shirt.
Yeah.
Another one, uplink underground. If you guys don't shut up, I'm gonna uplink your ass and you'll be underground. I don't do requests. He had to split.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I told Killian I'd be back. I don't want to be a liar. Then this one was from Laughlin. Don't let us down. I don't want to be the only asshole in heaven. Right before he takes his final breath.
Yes.
The Killian line. Who loves you and who do you love? That's a great one.
Okay.
And then my last one is from Captain Freedom. It's a sport of death and honor. Code of the Gladiators.
Where he's got like that robotic
Yep.
gear on.
Yeah.
Yep.
He's like, what is this shit?
I thought it was R2D2 for a minute.
Yeah. Not doing it, Killian.
Yeah, on roids. So,
Yeah.
as I said, I have everything that Brian and Nick pretty much got there for going on. I'll go a little deeper.
Did you get the old lady quote?
No.
She's in there. I got it. I just remembered that now.
I'll pick whoever the fuck I want.
Yes, I'll pick whoever I want.
Yeah, I
I
like her.
choose Ben Richards.
So,
He's a mean motherfucker.
He's a mean motherfucker.
so I guess I'll just add the one with where he's fighting Buzzsaw, and Buzzsaw's like, Richards, I love this saw. This saw is part of me, and I'm going to make it part of you. Then they're fighting back and forth, and then so Schwarzenegger, Richards grabs the saw and puts it between his crotch, and he's like, that's all right, keep it, and he just slams it up his crotch and shit like that, but it was all off camera. You know what happened.
Yeah.
You know exactly what happened. I'm like, oh my god, this is so stupid. The stupid ass puns. And I think the best one is probably my favorite. It has to be the Sub-Zero one, where it's like, Killian, here's your Sub-Zero, now playing zero. I'm like, he's so stupid. Oh, God, they're very good. So that's what I had on top of all you guys. Pretty much, Arnold had 90% of the lines in this movie, and they were just the simple, as always, all the other lines, the one-liners throughout,
Yeah.
like his all other movies. So, and that's what I got. So now I guess we're moving on to the movie awards. We're going to go with Best Quote. I'm actually going to nominate, though I just thoroughly enjoy. I may have convinced myself previously that might be my favorite quote, but I think the best quote is when Ben Richards tells, he's like, Killian, I'll be back. You know, bringing a little Terminator
Yeah,
in there.
yeah.
Kind of like doing a little cross promotion on his own. I think that's the most notable because the I'll be back has always been, that's Arnold.
Yeah, and just because at the fact that Killian answers back like right away and just goes, only in a rerun.
Yeah.
Only to him that he's the only one who hears it, and you're like, shit, this fucking guy was good.
yeah, that was a great, clever comeback. So I want to say those two, but most recognizable is the I'll be back one for the quote. Nick, you think you agree? We want to throw something out there on one of those puns, and he had to split.
Yeah, I mean, I think just because of the back and forth of the "I'll be back."
Yeah.
I think that, I think I have to agree that might be the best quote of the movie.
I still like that's the one I'm gonna go with, but I do like the other Killian one. Who do you love and who loves you and who do you love? I'm like, that's just such a great line.
It's a very narcissistic line going
Yes,
out there.
yes.
He's like, yes, I'm basically God because I
all
bring
about
that
me.
to me. Yeah,
But it was so good for his character.
we're
It
up
was
3
just like-
points on this radio on this show. I see. Okay, good. So now,
It was 9 points.
excuse me, I forgot. So, all right, now we're moving on. Okay, so we got the best quote award out there. Now we're gonna move on to the best scene. I'm gonna nominate when they fighting Sub-Zero. Plain and simple, hands down, best scene. You walk in, the three guys don't know what's going on at this point. They come into some sort of arena type. There's some red lights going on in the background. There's like fog going on. It looks like they're losing their footing a little bit. And then all of a sudden you see Sub-Zero come out in the full fucking hockey gear, ice skating, about 300 pounds of Asian mass coming at you. And then he just slams the one skinny dude right into the net. The goal goes off, the horn goes on, and it's like, holy shit.
Closes him in.
Yeah.
Somebody help. Somebody help me.
There's razor wire around, and they're fighting. Now you realize what that sword hockey stick kind of thing is from when you get introduced in the beginning of the show. I loved every second of it. I think that was the best fight scene
Some
down
great
there.
puns in there.
So, it's a great puns. Hang around. I think what it was. I can't remember. I can't remember.
Pain in the neck.
Yeah.
yeah, it was a real pain in the neck. So
And your favorite line of the Sub-Zero is now, what is it?
It's Sub-Zero.
No.
More like Plane Zero.
There you go. There you go.
take that, Killian. So okay, that's what I got. Nick, what do you got? I got an idea where he might go, but you know what? Let's hear it from you.
I'm gonna stick to the theme, and it's been an Amber theme for me in this movie, so I'm gonna stick to that, and I'm gonna have to say, probably our introduction of Amber and her workout program in the Teddy is that scene is probably gonna rank in my top scene of the movie.
Yeah, not the one at the end was like, where did you hide that?
Nah.
What did you like to know? So, I
Oh,
said,
None
he
of your
knows.
business.
yeah, no,
Yeah.
Oh, he knows.
Yeah.
in my ear. So I got it. Okay, that's a solid nomination right there. So Brian, what do you got?
For me, I'm gonna have to be a little bit different, but I will take it back to one of the fight scenes, and the one that I wanted to see the whole entire movie, which is Captain Freedom versus Ben Richards.
Oh yeah.
And just how Captain Freedom is dialing it up as best as he can. He's going 100 the whole fight. The noises, the grunts, the hair pull, and it just it's everything that I wanted in that fight, and it's just how corny it is makes it great, and I just love it. That just sums up that movie for me. That fight scene alone.
Okay, I got you. So 3 different nominations right there. What do you think for the award? I'm gonna have to go to the Twitterverse and see who might. I might have to go float over to with Nick on this.
I have to say something though. I think this is the first time all 3 of us have had a different scene so far.
I think you're right on
You
that.
think that?
I think every other time 2 of us have agreed on one scene, and it's kind of been the majority. This is the first time that we might actually be defaulting to our listeners on what the favorite scene is.
This is true. Usually, I think it's the character we kind of get, or the quote maybe we go on. But yeah, the scene we can usually get down on that. So we'll see. Maybe look on Back Podcast, and maybe someone else can take a gander there for us and see what's up. Okay, so we'll find out for that. Now we're gonna go to the Best Character Randy Watson Award. I know who I'm picking. I might have an inkling of who Nick is picking. He might have hinted several times earlier, but he may surprise us. I have no idea.
Never gonna guess.
Brian, what do you think?
For as much as I have talked up Captain Freedom, he's not my choice.
Ooh,
What?
spoiler.
Sorry to disappoint, but he's a close second. And
A mustache hair second.
my Randy Watson award goes to Killian. Just because I think he is phenomenal in this movie, and he carries the whole movie. Just by the way he is. Like, everything he does and how he interacts with everybody, and he just plays that complete dick. And, his comebacks against Ben Richards and everything, and you're just like, fuck, this guy's an asshole. But
Only in
damn
reruns.
Damn it, is he good. Like, he makes the movie. Like, if they had somebody else as, like, the bad guy, I don't know if this movie is as successful as it is. So, I'm going with Killian.
It's a solid pick there. That's a very, very solid pick. But I've had a theme, and I'm sticking to my theme. I got to stay strong, and I'm gonna go as Amber for my Randy Watson. She stole it. You think it's gonna be Arnold, you think it's gonna be Killian, but she stole it. Stole the award and stole my heart.
That's it. Got nothing else more to say about that. Just
That's
stole
it.
Running away with it. I got it.
For everyone who can't see us, there's little hearts popping around Nick every time Amber comes up.
Yeah, it's amazing. It's like a special effect, but it's not. Okay, so for me, I'm gonna go out with another villain on there, but this one holds a special place in my heart because maybe he's such a goddamn slob. Oh, la la la, if you love Dynamo. J.G. Wentworth, we need cash now. Cut the commercial, I'm out of batteries.
Cut the commercial.
I
So
think
obviously
that
it's
was
Dynamo.
a better job at the role than Dynamo did, Jay. If they recast, you should go for Dynamo.
I honestly, my fat goal is to be as fat as him. I have to wash myself with the cloth, like Homer Simpson did in one episode.
Wash myself with a rag. On
Yeah,
the
but yeah, I love that episode. And that'd be great if I could do that, to be Dynamo. I just love he's a light bright. He has this stupid thing. He's wearing like a light bright bra. His guts hanging out. He needs a car to chase after the people because he's just. I don't know why I like.
But his helmet's like a mohawk.
And it's a stupid car.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
a stupid car. And I know I shouldn't use the word stupid. I'm sorry.
Yeah. I don't know
But
why
it is.
I like him so much because he's just like this people of Walmart slob over here chasing after these people. He flips the car going uphill. I'm like, you're out of your goddamn mind. I laugh every time he's on scene because he's just like such a fool. I don't know. I enjoy it. I nominate him, but obviously I'm not gonna win. I am very on the majority here, so I feel like this is another one where we have to go poll. Nope, I'm good. Excuse me there. So I'm gonna have to go to the audience on this to poll on this one. Though I might heavily lean towards Amber, but Brian, you did have me at Captain Freedom for there, so I don't know. We're conflicted. You guys wanna? Are you willing to concede? Is that the word I'm using correctly?
I mean, I could.
For Amber?
I could, yeah.
I'm not giving
She's
up.
she's easy on the eyes.
I'm not giving up on Dynamo. The dude's wearing tighty whities and a fucking light bright bra.
I really like how strongly you feel about Dynamo being the best is like how strongly I feel about him being the Adrian Balboa. Like I'm
Yes.
like so strongly against this guy. I'm like completely everything you listed for why you love this guy is why I couldn't stand him. Okay. Not only that, but he tried to take advantage of my Amber. All right.
So you're telling me you're not a chubby chaser?
I am not about big boys.
Okay, so I guess Adrian Balboa award. I seen Brian. Are you agree with that?
I'm gonna agree with Nick, and he said everything.
All right. So
There's
I guess
not much to add to
I
that.
guess I was gonna say Killian, but you know what? I guess I got outvoted on that. So we got
Very
that.
easily. Very easily.
And that will wrap it up for the awards. Let's go ahead now to the behind the scenes, a little BTS. Here's what I got for a little BTS. Christopher Reeve, Superman, was once attached to play Ben Richards instead of Arnold Schwarzenegger. Very interesting type of casting. I can't picture it really.
No, not at all.
Nope.
Nope,
Not
not one
happening.
bit. Okay. Got
Superman, yes. Running Man, no.
it. All right. And so for the next one, even with the various delays and protracted pre-production period, The Running Man was actually finished on time. For a summer release of 1987, there was a little problem there. Arnold was also starring in a movie, which we mentioned earlier, was Predator at the same time. And it was on a rival company. Fox was doing the Predator movie. So TriStar, they said they were comfortable with potentially competing against Predator or at least somewhat overlapping with it. Arnold said, fuck that, I'm not using it. I'm going to flex my muscles and say, I'm going to push it back because Predator... Arnold knew that Predator was going to be such a better movie than The Running Man. So that's what he did. He used it and had to be done. And Predator did amazing. The Running Man did.
Yeah, Arnold
Not
is
so
like
bad.
the biggest star in the world at the time.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, he had it. It was a clause in his contract. So he said, delay the movie. And they had to. That's how it rolls. Last one. Many people who worked with Richard Dawson, the show's host. He also was on the game show Family Feud in 1976. Says that in real life, Dawson was much like his character, Damian Killian, in handling of his underlings. But he was a fucking dick. He was a dick on the show. I guess he was a dick to his guys. He was the original, Ellen DeGeneres, as she is now, supposedly.
Got that Ellen.
Asshole.
Got that Ellen in him.
So that's what I got for that. Anyone else got any other little BTS? I know Nick is not really hopping on it unless it's some sort of Amber BTS. Brian?
No, I got two little interesting little facts just because. For one, the first one would be Richard Dawson and Arnold Schwarzenegger, even though they look like they hated each other in the movie, or actually became lifelong friends. So I thought that was pretty cool that
That's
they
very
stayed in touch.
interesting to know.
And then the second one is that dance scene in the beginning when they're getting ready to bring Arnold onto the Running Man show itself was actually choreographed by Paula Abdul. Go Paula.
Go Paula. Go Paula. Okay, so that ends it for BTS. I'm going to bring it on to our lovely question of the podcast. Can The Rock make this movie better? Brian, do you think The Rock makes the movie better?
If we're just going in this format,
If The Rock was added to this movie, can he make this movie better, yes or no? Seems like you're struggling.
maybe, but I'm not a full sold. I have something else for it.
Okay,
After
all right.
we'll go.
All
but,
right, hold your tongue. We'll say that. I'll go with that. I agree. I don't. I want to say there's a remake. If he would, he'd be there. Maybe a Gladiator type during this time frame. Sub him out for someone else. I don't know. Nick, what do you think? The Rock?
I don't know if he necessarily makes this better. The only thing that I could think of is maybe he gives what Buzzsaw. He gives the people's eyebrow when he's getting, he shows like the people he does that little eyebrow
That's
look.
true.
And
That reminds me.
when he's getting sawed in half, like that. Other than that, I don't really think I see him contributing
Or he can
much.
be bring back his wrestling days. He could be what was it the corporate champion when he was
he was the
yeah,
corporate
Yes.
champion.
he's corporate. He'd
yes.
come back. He's wearing a suit with it beats the shit out of somebody with a briefcase. Is his
Yes,
shtick
yes.
out there? I don't know. So all right, unsure about that. So should this be a sequel franchise made into a series? I'm going to go with, if this is a remake, I would take our buddy The Rock and have his Jumanji crew be part of it as the four main stars. The Rock as Ben Richards. Then you have Jack Black and Kevin Hart as his sidekicks. And then I forgot what her name is as Amber. That's what I would do. And then Gladiators, we can throw some wrestlers and some random people in there. That's just from me. Brian, you seem like you want to jump in on this.
Yeah, for me, like, if we're going to do an updated version, like, I want The Rock in this movie, but he's not playing Ben Richards. I think it's too easy to put him in that role, so I'd rather have him be somebody else in this movie. So my Ben Richards would be Chris Hemsworth, also known as Thor. So I think he would be a perfect choice. You know, he's strong, he's fast, he could do a whole bunch of stuff. I mean, if you watch the movie Extraction, like, dude's a badass, and just watch what he's done in Thor.
That's
you know,
great movie. Extraction.
Enough said. You know, like, I think he pulls the role off, and he has like that wit where
we're
he could
friends
pull,
from work.
Yeah, where he could pull off those the cheesy one-liners and put a little spin on his own. So I think that would be my Ben Richards. My Amber would be Vanessa Hudgens. I think you know, she's easy on the eyes, so it would be
she's
a nice
very
one.
Attractive.
Killian, which I think this is what's going to have to make the movie, is going to be Jeremy Pivens. So as long as he
great casting,
if he plays the same role that he did as when he was in Entourage, if he just plays Ari, fucking money.
I think that's a great pick right there.
I think that's money
Really
right
do.
there.
got me sold on that movie.
Weiss, I'm going to go. You need like a nerdy sort of guy. I kind of originally wanted to go with Michael Cera, but he's just too much of a nerd. So I went with Jesse Eisenberg. You know.
Did you forget this is the end already?
Yeah, I know,
I mean,
but,
really?
but still, like, Jesse
He's
Eisenberg.
the original Jesse Eisenberg.
Yeah, I don't know. I just think Jesse Eisenberg's a little more believable in this.
Hey, hon, you want a sip? I fucked that up. Hey, hon, you want to use the bathroom? Who wants a sippy sip?
Oh, hey, hon.
Yeah. All right, let's not get totally distracted.
Yeah,
here, 'cause
not too
we're
far
gonna go.
on a
We're gonna go
tangent.
and
But I think we know where I stand on that decision.
yeah. Laughlin. This was a tough one, so I don't know. I went with just like Tracy Morgan, you know, someone who could like put a couple little one-liners in there and do a little something. You're not looking at him to be like a big star or anything like that. Sub-Zero was definitely someone that was going to be tough. And this was the one I struggled with the most. And I think I settled on Kevin James. You know, he's got the mass. You know, if he's Kevin James, how he was in Here Comes the Boom when he was that UFC movie.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I'm all in on that. Buzzsaw, I went with Triple H. I could easily see that with his wrestling days. And, you know, he's obviously done some acting, so he's good with that.
Blade 3.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fireball, Terry Crews. I think that's a perfect choice to take over for Jim Brown.
It's just such a small role for Terry Crews.
Yeah, but still, like...
I mean, I love it. I
Yeah.
do love it. But
maybe-
Terry Crews is a guy I love.
maybe he
Terry.
speaks a
I
little-
love me some Terry.
Maybe
right?
he speaks a
Yeah,
little bit more.
he's
I don't know.
good.
Yeah, you gotta throw him a couple more lines.
So
bigger
Dynamo was another tough one to come across. So I'm
Keep
thinking...
the same actor.
So Dynamo was a tough one, and this was something like maybe to just take the opera singing out, and this is going to go bring it back to This Is the End days, and I put Danny McBride in there. You know, he's out of shape, and...
I still want to see Danny McBride try to sing opera. Don't take it out.
No, yeah, keep it
And I
in.
might actually like Dynamo now.
I'm like, all right, him and Tiny Whitey's.
Yeah, you
Shantae
definitely know.
Yum.
You definitely know he's going to be funny in that. So I think that's my Dynamo, and then here we go. Captain Freedom is going to be The Rock. He doesn't have to be in the movie a lot, but he's just that old guy where, you know, like, hey,
The veteran.
this was me. I was
started
killing
it all.
guys like this 10 years ago. You know, like
Can he have the mustache too?
Oh, that would be great.
I got you. So
That,
all right.
that may have to be written into the clause. You
Yeah,
got to have the
has to
mustache.
Sounds like a solid remake. Brian put some thought into it. I like it. I like a lot of the picks. Nick, you can get along with that too. I guess that's it for us. And this podcast of the Running Man. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Let's go with our final thoughts. Nick, what are your final thoughts on this movie we had?
I think my final thoughts are going to be, give it a look. I know I've been tearing it apart, but it was a typical 80s movie. You could even say that it personified the 80s movies, especially the action movies with the music and the fight scenes and
for sure.
the skimpy outfits on girls like Amber.
The dancers,
yes. But give it a shot. It's got its one-liners. It's not the best movie. It has not aged well at all, but it's definitely worth a look for sure. What about you, Brian? I know I'm the minority on
No, I mean,
the negativity.
I like this movie. Like, when it's on, I'm going to stop and watch it because I'm going to be like, oh, it's the buzzsaw scene, and then, it's stuff that you're going to have to watch. Well, I'll watch maybe like the next commercial or something like that. I'm not going out of my way to put this on, to go hunt it down. But if it's on TV and I see it, I'll be like, oh, Running Man, let me put this on. And just like you're looking forward to like certain scenes and all that sort of stuff. I do enjoy it. This is Arnold right at his peak of his powers, and he's just could do no wrong. So I like it. I enjoy it. I'm still gonna watch it. So that's it for me.
Okay, that's it for Brian. And for me, enjoyable movie. As I said earlier, simple plot. Pick it up at any point of time. You know what's going on, and that's it for this episode of Reels, Booze, and Bros. You can look forward to our next episode. Our next episode will be the movie Any Given Sunday. Hope you guys are looking forward because we got the football still in play. We're coming up to the Super Bowl, but Any Given Sunday will be the next podcast. And you can check out our Twitter, and you can also look at us on our brand new launch website, reelsboozebros.com. It's reelsboozebros.com. We have all of our social media there and everything else. You can find all the latest information on episodes and some behind the scenes there. And look forward to Any Given Sunday. Gentlemen, it was a pleasure. Listeners, until then, peace. Dynamite.